there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hey guys, welcome back once again to Niagara Fire Corals. Today I am going to answer a question that came in on the last video that I posted, and it was from High Tides 55. I believe I got that right. And he or she, I don't want to assume, asked about the way I mount my acros, and if I have any mounted on the rocks, and where or what plugs I am using because they look rather large. We'll go over that today. Make sure you also stick around. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a giveaway that I'm going to do. So we'll talk about that later on in the video. There's Max. Max is the newest member to our household. He's chasing his own tail. What a fool. We will go over that. I will show you guys exactly what I do and how I do it and why I do the mounting of my corals the way they are.
Go, 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 yeah, go, go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go, go.
Alright, so before we get going, I just finished doing a video on, an underwater dive into my main display tank. I did get some feedback that you guys want to see more, so I will be taking a dive into this one in an upcoming video. This is all backup acros that I have, some miscellaneous corals. Well, check it out, guys. We got to do something on this. This is the Reef Casa Studio 12 back up and running, but we're not talking about that today. We'll take a dive into this frag system as well, and we'll have a look at what's in there. And then, of course, if we come back into the sump room, we will take a dive into this is all frags, acro frags, SPS frags. We will take a dive into this one as well. I'm not sure if I'll do it all in one video or not, but anyways, keep an eye out. That'll be coming. I will be doing an update on this Nio skimmer, but as you can see, it is pulling some major gunk. I do have pros and cons with the skimmer, and I will give you my unbiased opinion on that skimmer in an upcoming video. And then I'm also going to do another video on the way I heat my tank without heaters. So I'm going to update that video. I've had some people asking me about it. It's now been a couple of years I've been running it. So I'm going to do an update video on that as well. So these are all things that you guys can expect to see coming out soon. Without further ado, let's get into the current video that we're working on. Alright guys, so getting into the video, first I want to start out by saying a correction to the name of the person that asked the question. It's the High Tides 55, not High Tides 55, so sorry about that. I just wanted to correct it. And we'll get into talking about the way I've mounted all the acros or all the SPS in my tank, why I've done it that way, and kind of the pros and cons to it. So as you can see by looking around in the tank, zoom in a little bit here, you can see that every single SPS piece in the tank, they are mounted on 3-inch discs. The majority of them are 3-inch discs. Some are on a 2-inch square. But they are all mounted on discs of some sort with a small piece of PVC underneath of them. They are not attached to the rock. So I'm going to show you that in just a second here. We'll use this Jimmy Bean right here for an example. So that's a 3-inch disc. The colony is mounted to the 3-inch disc. There's a small piece, 1.5 to 2-inch long piece of 1/2-inch PVC on the bottom side of it. And I'll go to the tank now. I'm going to lift that piece up, and you'll see that I have a piece of 3/8 acrylic rod that's actually posted into the rock that coral is sitting on. So it's easy removal. Hopefully you guys can see this good. So there you go. So it's super easy for me to remove this coral. And if you guys hear some noise in the background, Max and Willow, my cat, they are fighting. Max, stop it. Sorry, guys. So this is I did this so I can easily remove these corals. They can easily be put back on. A little more difficult for me because I can't see that well. Number one reason is for easy removal of the coral. And I can remove every single piece in this tank. As you can see, I can turn this colony. I can remove any piece in this tank. And there's a couple of reasons why I did this. Number one, if I need to get in here and I need to get some frags off some of these pieces, I can simply pick the piece up like this, take it out of the tank. I can look it over, pick the best spot for me to cut the coral from and not destroy the piece. That's number one. And that was the main reason I did it. The second reason that it would be beneficial, and I'm going to knock on wood right now, I haven't needed it, but if for some unknown reason, somehow, some way, I was to get pests in here, say acro-eating flatworms, I would be able to actually physically remove every single colony in this tank and dip them. I would not be able to do that if they were mounted to the rocks. I'd essentially have to either live with them or tear the tank down. So I don't want acro-eating flatworms in any of my systems, heaven forbid, and I don't want to pass them on to anybody else that's, possibly purchasing my coral. So that was another reason I did it. Thirdly, guys, as you know, I've lost the central vision in both my eyes. So me seeing these corals now, I cannot see the detail that you guys can see or that I used to be able to see. I can no longer see those details. So now, if I need to, I can pick these corals up. I can bring them right to the front glass, and I'll show you. I picked up one of these. I'm just going to make sure that you can see that in the camera here. Okay, so you guys can see that now. I picked up one of these flipper magnifiers. I don't know how good it's going to show up in the camera, but if I wanted to take a better look at this coral, I could bring it in here. And when I have it like this, and I use my magnifying glasses that I wear, I'm actually able to see, some better details, some color, things like that in the coral. I could not do that the way the corals are now. A lot of times how I look at these corals is I actually put my camera in the water like you saw in my previous videos. And I take pictures, I take macros, and I do them simply by point and shoot. And then I put them on my 43-inch computer monitor and I blow them up. And that's how I take a look at the corals and the health of them. So that is another big reason why they're mounted this way. So looking at, again, we'll pull this Jimmy Bean off. You can see there, it's just simply a 3-inch disc and a piece of PVC that's mounted to the bottom. This is just a piece of 3/8 acrylic rod that I've epoxied into the rock, and then it just simply goes over top. It's super easy system. It works great for nuisance problems that I would have now with my eyes at bay. So those of you that have been following me for a long time, you'll know that this tank crashed about 2 years ago. When this tank crashed back then, you could barely see the rock in the tank. It was very overgrown. I had colonies growing into other colonies. It actually was starting to become a pretty bad situation where corals were starting to kill or irritate and bother each other. And I just decided that I didn't want that to happen again. So now with the way this tank is set up, I can, when corals start getting too close to each other, I can simply take those corals out, trim them down, and put them back in, and I can keep them from overgrowing each other. It just makes life for me a lot easier. I've had to make some pretty big adjustments in life with the eye issue. It's just one of the reasons why I did it. Secondly, the High Tides 55 asked if I had any mounted on the rocks. I do not, with the exception of there's 2 pieces down the bottom, which is my Speciosa and the small fuzzy navel. They look like they're mounted to the rock. However, what I did is mounted a small piece of 3/8 rod to the bottom of the small plates they're on and just stuck it into a hole on the rock so that they won't move. and that is so I can move them later on in life when I feel comfortable that they're okay in the tank. And lastly, the question asked where I get these discs and plates and things like that. So that's going to be a whole nother video, and I will take you guys in there and I will show you. Let me just take you off the thing here. We're going to go in my furnace room. This is actually where my wife packs your guys' orders when you pick them up. But you can see here, this is a mold. I'm just going to turn the light on so you guys can see better. This is a mold, and I am pouring ceramic slip into this mold. You can see here, these are some of the 1.5-inch discs that I make. And then I've got an entire bucket of plugs. I make those. Here's those 3-inch discs that you guys have been seeing, 3-inch discs. And I also make the 4-inch plates. I make all these myself. I buy slip, as you can see here. I think, oh, sorry, that's upside down. This is the slip I purchased from the Pottery House. And I'm lucky enough that I have a good friend of mine that has a kiln and fires these. You cannot use this stuff unless you have them fired. This right here is just called greenware. So the slip has dried, but you can see they're very fragile still. And if you were to put these in your tank at this point, they would just melt and pollute your tank. So they have to be fired at like 2,000 degrees, and that is where I get my plugs from and my plates and everything else. I make them myself, guys. So if you guys want to see a video on how I do these, I can do that as well. But you can see here, this is another mold I have. So these holes here, they're for these guys that I just showed you. That's where those come from, out of there. These are the small 3/4-inch plugs in this one. So I have 2 molds like this. Then I have this mold as well. They're just made of silicone. But anyways, if you guys want to see a video about how I do this, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, we can look at that. So that answers that question. Hopefully that answered your questions about the tank itself and you know, kind of why and how I have all these corals mounted the way I do. But that's it, guys. That's why they're mounted the way they are. They make life a lot simpler for me. You know what? Even without the eyes, I probably still would have ended up doing this. It just makes life easy for pulling corals out and manicuring them, putting them back in, being able to pull them out and have a closer look at them if you know, you think or suspect you have some kind of problems going on. And you know what? Like when you look at these bigger ones up top, you can't even tell that they're mounted like that. Once everything grows completely in, you won't be able to see it, most of it anyways. Another thing too, guys, is flow. With the corals up the way they are like that, I get amazing flow underneath of the colonies, which really helps with making sure that the tissue underneath the coral stays healthy. So that's why they're mounted like that. Hopefully that answered your question. If you guys got any more questions, any videos you guys want to see, anything like that, comment below, let me know. And I'll gladly do the videos for you. Just let me know what you guys would like to see. Alright guys, so and lastly, as promised, what I want to do is I want to do a giveaway for you guys. Just kind of give back. You know, I appreciate each and every one of you. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to give away one of these New York Nick torches to a subscriber that comments below. Comment, I want that torch. In either the next video or the video after that, I will announce a winner and I will ship this New York Nick's torch coral to you free of charge. Now, that being said, unfortunately, I cannot ship this. There's laws and government bodies that stop me from being able to do that, unfortunately. So if you're from Canada, you will absolutely be able to get this torch shipped to you free of charge from me as a thank you. Again, just comment below, I want that torch. And If you're from the US or anywhere outside of Canada, I can still ship to you. However, I have to ship to you something other than coral. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I will ship you some Niagara Fire Coral stickers and a t-shirt, Niagara Fire Corals t-shirt. I will ship that to you. So if you're from outside of Canada, just simply comment, I want that shirt, and I will pick a winner, and whoever the winner is will either get the shirt and stickers or will get the New York Knicks torch. I wanted to do that for you guys, so I will wait until we have, at least enough to do the draw, and I will go from there. You must be a subscriber to my channel if you want to win, so make sure that you're subscribed, because if I draw your name and you are not a subscriber, you will not get the torch or the t-shirt. That's it, guys. Hopefully the high tide's 55. That answered the questions that you were asking. Again, anybody else has any questions that they want me to answer, or in the comments below. I pick out questions occasionally, and I will post it up and do a video on it just like I did today. So that's it, guys. Until the next time, make sure you take care, and happy reefing.